There we go.
All right. And we are live. Sup. Welcome to the Sports Yammer. I am a sports yammerer. I'm not going as big and as pomp and circumstance-y as I usually do, mainly because I'm just trying to make sure that this works out all okie dokie. Dr. Jones. First things first, Yammeroos, Yammerees, if you're there, if you're in the chat, it is great to see you. We miss you. And that's why we're here now. And oh, there we go. Boom. Sorry, I was just checking. I was. Oh, oh no. Boom. Sorry. I was mainly checking to see if the stream was working, and it is. Good news.
Fantastic.
The stream is working, and it was weird. All right. So, Ryan, good news. Good news, Ryan. StreamYard is not difficult.
Okay, that's awesome.
StreamYard is not difficult. Also, other good news. My job gave me access to Adobe, so we can make graphics and videos. And stuff.
That's sick! Hell yeah!
Oh yeah! So
how's the YouTube channel coming?
The YouTube channel. Well, this is honestly the first thing we're doing on the YouTube channel, Ryan.
Oh hell yeah!
So I'm really excited for it. We got the Natty going on. We started a little later than I would have wanted to. Dude, I had a weird day. So I work at. Don't worry, folks. We're gonna talk about sports in a second. Even though there's technically no one here right now. Actually, while there's no one here right now, I'm actually going to repost on my Instagram really quickly.
Go right ahead. I got the pups running around, so they're causing a little bit of a ruckus right now. So if you hear anything squeaking in the background, it's because of them.
So that was because I was trying to it was because I was trying to upload on Instagram. All right, I'm gonna finish this story and then I'm gonna toss it to you so that you can vamp. But so what happened was, I work at a radio station. I'm the sports director at KRDZ radio in Ray, Colorado, for Media Logic Radio. And what happened was, well, I actually don't even fully know what happened. I think something's wrong with our antenna because it was really bad today. You couldn't hear it on the car radio. You couldn't hear it on the Media Logic app. Because my dad listens to the show every day.
Yeah.
So we had. Oh no, that's just the time where we don't have anyone. That stinks so well. But so my dad couldn't hear it on the app. People in town couldn't hear it on the radio, and my boss, I'm not joking, he got to the station, which it wasn't a close drive. There's two offices that are relatively close to each other, and two stations that are relatively close to each other, and that's still a 45-minute drive.
That's not relatively that close, to be honest.
Yeah, that's still a 45-minute drive. Now we are the most farthest outward from them. And from either of those offices, it takes 90 minutes to get to us. So he already was in the car for 90 minutes. And then he is just I don't even know. I finally just tapped out. I was like, I'm going. Because it was also just I'm just standing there and not doing anything. Because he's the engineer. He's the one with tools. I'm the one, that just got there a month ago and is piddling his pud.
You're still trying to figure everything else out still at this point.
What?
You're still trying to figure everything out. You're brand new to that job.
Homie, I'm lucky I got there on time. But so what I was saying, they're still figuring everything out, and I just finally tapped out, and I just felt really bad. There was nothing going on, and oh my god, I think they fixed it. Hopefully they fixed it. If not, they have to call the antenna guy. And yeah, that was pretty much my day,
that annoyed me just because, like, well, I mean, annoyed me is relative. I didn't like that it wasn't down because it's just kind of like, all right, cool, awesome. Just a down radio station, just static all the time.
Is that something that's normal for them, or is that like something that they've just started to experience? Do you have connection issues out there?
No, I mean, sometimes with wind, they will like push it out. That wind, they'll push it out. Sometimes with if we have really bad wind. What am I trying to say? We have really bad wind, so sometimes like a strong gust will like push the antenna a certain way, or it'll like tip it over and stuff like that. But that's not what's happening. Like something's up because like my boss was literally tinkering with it for like 3-4 hours. It was crazy. Like, yeah, no, it was crazy. Anyway, enough about my ins and outs. Ryan, real quickly, let's check in with you. Ryan, how are you doing? Ryan, it was Easter. How was your Easter?
It's quiet, Gina had to work, so we didn't really do much. I just kind of stayed home with the pups and relaxed, and it was kind of nice just to have a quiet day in and catch up on some rest from the busy work week. Run the restaurant at this time of year when weather's turning nice and all the college kids are out and about in the square. So it's been a busy week, but it was nice to kind of just relax and have a day to myself. How's your Easter, my friend?
Honestly, kind of similar. I slept a lot. I will say I was kind of bummed, Ryan, because look, we're watching the national title game right now. We're watching the end of the season. We're watching the game of games. And it's a lot closer than I would have anticipated it being at this point, but I suspect Michigan's going to start to pull away here. That's at least my opinion. But oh damn it, ADHD attacked. ADHD attacked really hard. Oh, but like yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, like I talked to my dad, and my dad was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do today?" And I was like, "Oh crap,
absolutely nothing."
Oh no, I wasn't even like gonna be cheeky like that. I was like, I have no clue. Because then he followed, because I at first said that, but then he was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do though? Like, are you gonna watch something, or is there a game?" And I like, Ryan, we are at the weird part of the sports calendar where it don't get me wrong. This upcoming week, which I'll get to that in a second, we get at least another weekend of fun reprieve, at least for a certain sector of the population. But like we're at the weird part of the calendar where we had the just nonstop bumps that was the round of 64. I know it's 68, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
we just the absolutely nonstop, just like adrenaline rushitude, just like crack it. Then the next week you get the Sweet 16, you get the Elite Eight, you get the better teams, you get the better games, hypothetically at least, but it's not nearly as frequent. So you start dealing with some withdrawal. And like, Ryan, I am in some serious, just god awful withdrawal right now. Like, oh man, I am. Like yesterday sucked. Like I didn't know what to watch. Like
you didn't catch the Yankees game yesterday?
No, so I'm still trying to figure out how to get the Yankees out here. I need to explore that more. Once I explore that more, then I'll be fine. But like
I use one stream to do it. So if you get one stream, it's a website, you can just watch them and stream it. You don't need any subscription or anything like that.
That is
the quality a little choppy sometimes, but it gets the job done if you want to watch. Like I'm watching the Sabres because it's blacked out. I don't have NHL Network, so I'm watching it on one stream right now too. So it's great quality.
Oh man, I am absolutely going to do that going forward. I mean, now I'm going to do that for the Yankees, but also like it's still the first week, like going into the second week of baseball. So like baseball is back and it's both awesome, but also it's not real at the same time, if that makes sense. It's like this past week, real quickly going on a baseball digression, but also going to my larger point. A bunch of people were talking about like, oh, this rookie renaissance, all these rookies, they're killing it. All these rookies doing this, all these rookies doing that. Ryan,
the first week,
like You know who was a can't miss rookie? I remember this specifically because I was watching this coincidentally at home. It was the ESPN game on opening day, and I can't remember if he had one home run or two, but I think he might have only had one home run, and he had a really good defensive play. It was when Jason Hayward debuted with the Braves. Dude, like that was an awesome debut. It was great. He made the All-Star team essentially because of his April. And like Jason Hayward's fine. He got a bag. I ain't gonna disrespect him for getting a bag, but like objectively as a quality of player, mediocre.
Yeah, like he had like one good year and a couple solid seasons for the Cubs, and that's really about it.
Yeah, man. And he was getting paid almost $200 million on the Cubs, I think, right?
I was like 189 or something. That was like 7 for like 180, like 8 for 180, something absurd. Because he was like the best free agent in a really weak free agent class that year.
Man.
And then you got who's the kid from the Pirates that got called up who got $115 million contract for taking even a swing at the major league level?
Connor Griffin.
Yeah, Connor I was Griffin. Like getting 115 before you even taking a single live AB in the major leagues is the Pirates kind of having a lot of faith in the kid. I know he's supposed to be like the next superstar, but like you gotta have an actual, at bat in the MLB if you're getting $115 million.
So it's having faith in the kid, but also my buddy who works at the White Sox, the way he talks about it is it's honestly more economics. Cause like, let's say even if like that, let's say even if that kid like flames out, 8 for like 130, that's nothing.
No, it's still like I don't know. To me, it's just like it's kind of surprising.
I get what you're saying, but like it's low key like a richer version of like Moneyball, apparently. But what I'm trying to say about my larger point though is that like baseball is still just getting going as like both college basketball seasons are winding down. Which like, well, I don't want to talk about it too much, but we will talk about Gino and just how he completely stole the women's tournament by being a baby in a minute. But like things are winding down. Like the NBA, there are some parts of the NBA that are real, but some parts of the NBA that aren't real. Same thing kind of with the NHL, even though the gameplay is more consistent because you're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. So like things are kind of like farty. And she's like, man. And like, that's just kind of how I felt on Sunday. Like just, it was a farty day because like, there wasn't like some sort of like major action. Like, yeah, there were spurts yesterday, but there wasn't anything pertinent. The last few weeks we've been smoked. Gosh darn it, Ryan. You could make the argument since football season started, we've been given some sort of thing of pertinence to watch. We didn't have anything. And just like, and like, I don't want to like sound somber and be poo-pooey because like we do have a good game. It's close right now, which thank God I do not like bad natties. And I feel bad for the women because the women, let me rephrase that. I feel bad in the sense of like it was a blowout. Like that was a blowout. Like,
it wasn't close from jump.
Like oofa doofa.
I checked in for like the first few minutes. I was like, oh, this is not gonna be close at all. It was obvious right away.
Ryan, if that was high school, they would have put that on a rolling clock.
Yeah.
They would have put that on.
If that was baseball, that would have been a mercy roll. They would have called it after 10-0.
Oh my God, yeah, no. So like, I want a good game and all that jazz. It just, man, it just now like it takes a second for things to pick up. Like I know that in a couple of weeks we'll have the playoffs, which we'll get to your team in a second. Because you are repping a Tage Thompson jersey. And we just beat the Lightning 4-2 tonight. Oh, you beat them? Yep, 4-2. So is it pretty much 3 or 4? I'll get to that. I'll also get to that in a second. But like this is like the part of the sports calendar where like, I hope we do, and I bet we will. I'm going to put that out into the universe. I bet we're going to get a good national title game. I bet the second half is going to be awesome. Michigan is currently up 33-29 on UConn. Yaxel Landenberg is not the tallest person on his team, but dear God, he looks so much time. He looks stupid tall. And like, I just look at that reporter standing next to him, and all I think about is like, dang, if that's me, that's what I'm gonna look like next to them. Like I'm just gonna be like, oh my god,
Yeah, that dude's a monster.
yeah,
and he's
oh my
built.
god,
Looks
And
like a
he-
linebacker.
and he's not. He's the 3. He's not even the 4.
He is a
Great.
monster of a man. He's built like a brick, blank house, and he is just as strong as they come down low whenever he gets downhill. Like you can't stop when he gets downhill when he gets rolling.
What's crazy too is that like I don't know if he's gonna be a lottery pick. We're talking about Yaxel Landenberg, but like my point though is that like I hope we get a good game because like man, the next couple of weeks it's gonna be a little dry sport wise, which like that stinks. Like that being said, we are gonna get a lot more consistent play. We do have baseball every day. The Yankees, I haven't fully caught up on the Yankees outside of their pitching for some reason is lights out. I know that they coughed up the getaway game to the Marlins.
Yeah.
And I want to be annoyed about that, but A, it's their second loss. And then B, it's a getaway game because I believe they're traveling today.
I believe so, yeah.
They're traveling today. Yeah, it's a getaway game. And also, like, Ryan, I know it's only like a little over a week, but they're 7-2. I didn't think the Yankees were going to be
8-2, actually. They're 8-2.
8-2. Sorry. Did not think they were going to be 8-2. I did not. Did not.
No,
I thought
Freed and Schlittler have been just lights out. Lights out.
Man, I really hope the Yankees, kind of like with Severino, I hope they stumbled into a guy with Schlittler. I really hope so. Because Schlittler he's been looking really good. He hasn't really been giving up any runs or any hits. He's putting up like really weird stats that like puts him in line with Paul Skeens. The thing that concerns me about that though is that it's baseball and baseball does tend to cherry pick those stats.
It does
sometimes, but like Cam Schlittler, he is looking legit and lights out.
How about Ben Rice?
Early.
Ben Rice is the driving force of the Yankees offense right now. And what's funny is I think when the proposed trade for Skeens was, I don't know how serious it was, but like Ben Rice and Schlittler were 2 of the prospects in that trade. Right now, I don't think I'm moving them from Skeens at this point. I don't think I'm entertaining that deal. Ben Rice looks like 30 and 100 and like 280 perennial with the way his approach to the plate is in. Schlittler might be a sub 3 ERA guy for the rest of his career if he pans out the way I think he can. He's got the electric stuff. He's got the stuff made to pitch in New York. He wants the big moment. He loves playing in front of that crowd. He embraces being the villains. Like, I love that that's his attitude. And he's tailor-made for New York.
Yeah, like he's not afraid of the big moment. He was keeping the Yankees alive in the playoffs last year, and I do like how he's bouncing back. It is still early, but like it is really nice to see, like, because I feel like we're gonna see this. I think we're already seeing this with pitching, and I think we're gonna start to see this a little more offensively too. We're seeing a lot of these kids that they were arms in college. They weren't just like dudes that came out of like thin air or from like wherever they came from like college, and like some of these dudes can like really chuck it. Skeens was at the Air Force Academy, then he went to LSU, then he got drafted. Schlittler, he can chuck it. I haven't checked on to see how he's doing this season at least, but up in Toronto, Trey Savage went to East Coast Carolina University. He can chuck it, man. Also, fun fact, I interviewed a baseball player that took him yard.
Really? Who was it?
His name is Kyle Neary. He plays left field for the Rider baseball team. He is their best player. He is awesome. He's very genuinely a good player. He's currently hitting over 400. He's got an OPS over 1,000 right now. He's more contact than power, but he's such a good hitter. He's got a really good eye at the plate. He's a smart base runner, and he's really, really, really good in the field.
Think he's got a chance to get drafted?
No. The other guy that I don't know. The only thing that's holding him back is that he's short.
How short is he?
Like, he's 5'10", 5'11".
Oh, that's we've seen Altuve at 5'7" do what he's doing. Like the kid
Yeah,
can hit, the kid can run, the kid can field. Like there's a spot in the MLB for something like that, or at least in the minors.
yeah. Like I think someone will take a shot on him, and then it's ultimately up to him. He though's been really good. His first season, he was all conference rookie team. His second year, which was last year, he was all first team. And he should have been all first team. And Ryder was really good last year. Problem is his teammate was the conference player of the year, and that kid now is the second baseman at Virginia.
Oh wow, yeah, that
yeah,
kid, that's legit.
Yeah, no, he's gonna have to play both years there. He's having a little bit of a rough stretch, I think. But like overall, like he's got a chance. His name is Joe Bruce Pearl. Boo Bruce.
Boo Bruce Pearl.
I hate Bruce Pearl. But digressing though, his name is Joe Ciroli. Look him up because he's also a Yankee fan. But he's got a genuine chance of going to the show because he hits for power, he hits for contact. He's truly a 5-tool player. He's primarily second baseman, but he can play third. He's good defensively. He hits for contact, hits for power, hits for average. The only thing with him is that he's also a little undersized. Like I had my buddy who works at the White Sox take a look at him, and he goes, someone will take a late round look at him, but he's a little undersized. And I remember talking to Joe, and I was like, this is also not me saying that like he went because of me, because he did that. But like I remember talking to him after an interview I did with him. I was like, dude, you're gonna have to make some decisions probably. If you can get yourself into a good situation, go. And like he got himself into a great situation. And look at us talking baseball. And like my overall point is that college baseball is awesome and that you're going to see it seep, especially you're already seeing it more with the pitchers, but you're going to see it seep into the majors more and more, which I love. Like in the Yankee system, they have this guy. He plays for the Somerset Patriots. He was their first round pick, I think 2 years ago. His name is Ben Hess. Dude, this dude can chuck it. He's working with 4 pitches, I think, right now, and they're trying to add a 5th.
What's he throwing now?
Fast change, slide.
Curve?
They're adding a curve. Maybe a sinker. I think a sinker. I think it's a sinker. Yeah, so like and he can chuck it. He went to Oklahoma. Like he's like a guy. Like he can chuck it. It's getting to a point where the Yankees though they might have to like package some of these dudes to like try and make a move for someone to get younger / better.
If you can hear the pups, yeah, you can. The pups are going a little crazy in the background.
Oh no, they're chilling. I couldn't hear them at all. Oh, I love the pups. Look at the pups.
Look at them. They're so cute.
Ryan, I can only dance around this for so long, and also because I know this will allow you to vamp, which will allow me to go on Instagram and to tell people that we are very much live right now. But Ryan, you are wearing their jersey. Ryan, what is going on with the Buffalo Sabres? And like I think since last time we had an episode, the Sabres, they are, I think, the #1 team in the Eastern Conference right now, and they just had a big win. Ryan, they're not on a streak right now. They're the team to beat. What is going on with the Buffalo Sabres?
So they've kind of hit a bit of a rough patch actually last week and a half. They were 2-3-2 in their last 7. They weren't really matching the intensity of the hockey teams that they were facing, the guys who were still fighting for their playoff lives, like Ottawa, like Washington. Even Tage came out kind of said, we've been coasting, haven't matched the intensity of these teams coming at us and coming for us because we're now the hunted and not the hunters anymore. And, we had as recently as yesterday, fallen to third in the Atlantic, with Montreal just coming off their 8-game win streak and Tampa continuing to get some good wins while we have been struggling. Tonight was a big win against Tampa, at home, 4-2 win. Luukkonen played really well. I think he saved 24 of 26 shots. Was a really hard fought game, physical. This is what the team in the playoffs are going to do to you. You have to match the intensity and that physicality when they're coming at you in your barn. Took 3 of 4 from Tampa, and the only loss was in overtime on a back-to-back. These two teams don't like each other. I don't like Tampa. They're chippy. They're dirty. They remind me of the Panthers a little bit, where they kind of skirt the line of being physical and being a little dirty. But it was good to see the boys, get punched a little bit tonight and kind of respond. It's a good win, puts us back into second in the Atlantic, tied with Tampa, but Tampa's got the game in hand right now. They've won less game played. Right now, the first round matchup would be Montreal, and that is a scary matchup because Montreal has some real high-end talent, and now they're finally getting the goaltending to go with it, with Dolbesh and Fowler as the 1-2. Both kids are rookies, and they're both playing really well. It's going to be a fun matchup. I think the Atlantic and pretty much the East in general is going to be a real bloodbath. In the West, you got Colorado, you got Dallas, you got Minnesota, and it's really kind of it that are true cup contenders. But, you got 5-6 teams in the East who all probably are going to come out of the Atlantic. You got at least 5 potentially who will come out of the Atlantic and be playoff teams. And it's a bloodbath every night in the Atlantic. So the East is definitely really deep. It's going to be a really fun playoffs. And like you were saying, there's some dead period, but like these NHL playoffs, especially the Eastern Conference, are going to be so much fun to watch. I highly recommend, if you're looking for something, tune into some Eastern Conference playoff hockey, because these teams are all so close record-wise. They play each other really tough. It's going to be a fantastic, playoffs, and I'm really excited to see what the Sabres can do to playoffs for the first time in 14 years, and just how the East is going to play out. And a special thanks to Matt's Rangers for locking up the Sabres' first playoff berth. And Matt is now an honorary Sabres fan for the run, so I highly recommend that if you're looking for a team to jump on the bandwagon for, make it the Buffalo Sabres, because they're fun, they're young, they're hungry, and, just come along for the ride. Now we're at halftime of this game, 33-29 Michigan.
All right, cool. Sorry, we're back. Sorry, I was just trying to post that story. Good vamping. That's what we call being a good teammate right there. It's almost like you've been doing radio for a little bit now.
Just a little bit.
Just a smidge. This will get more structured. I'll go back to like creating a rundown and like getting us more structured going forward. But like, I also want to treat this more as just kind of like a viewing party, and treat this more as just kind of us just like, hey, we are successfully streaming. Huzzah.
For the first time.
Yeah, thank God, because last week it did not go as planned at all. That was annoying. That was a bummer. That was such a bummer. Like Ryan, I cannot stress to you how much of a bummer that was. Like, oh man. Oh, but it is what it is. We figured it out now.
We're new to this whole YouTube and streaming thing. It's gonna take us a little bit to get our wings underneath us, or the wind underneath us, but we'll get there. Just take some time.
Yeah, just wait until we get funded by Kick.
Oh boy. Oh
yeah. Then we're gonna have to be hateful.
Oh no, thank you. We have to invite Puka on. See if he'll join us.
Let's talk about that really quickly, because everyone's going crazy, biting people, doing stuff, and going to rehab. And I actually do quickly want to talk about this because the Masters is coming up next weekend. I have a fun little golf hat that I'm wearing. I got this from an ad, and this ad clocked me. I hate when the Instagram ads clock
They know right away. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got me. But I will say, shout out to this company. It's a very good quality hat. It's a nice hat.
Oh, that is nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's got the nice little rope, which I really like. And it's got a little like Masters colors. And then it's a little dog.
Oh, that is like right up your alley.
Oh yeah,
They got you right away.
Oh, they got me. So the company is called Clubhouse Golf. So shout out to Clubhouse Golf. If they want to partner up and give me more stuff, please and thank you. Anyway, upcoming this weekend is the Masters. So if your middle-aged brother, your middle-aged cousin, your older father, uncle, a neighbor, if you see a pale man with a cul-de-sac haircut and they're looking jazzed and intense, that is because this weekend it is the Masters. Ryan, I love the Masters so much. I love Augusta. The Masters is the best tournament of the four majors. Golf and NASCAR, they're very similar in that way, where their most prolific tournament is for some reason the very beginning of the season. Digress is near the beginning of the season. Digressing though, the Masters is coming up. Last year, the main storyline of the PGA season, as well as the Masters, was, as it had been for well over a decade, was Rory going to win the Masters? And he finally did. He won it on a terrible day too, which was hysterical because he technically shot 2 over, which was the worst of like the top 5. But it ended up being the best score, and he ended up winning. We don't have that story, unfortunately, going into this Masters tournament. We don't even have, is Scotty going to have to leave to go make sure his wife has a baby? Because his gosh darn wife already ruined it by having the little tyke. Shout out to Scotty, father once again. Dude, shout out Scotty. Scotty does know that Fiona and him do it in their van every Sunday and now have 2 sons that will be very good at golf. What was that? Anyway, Scotty Scheffler, he is a U.S. Open away from being a Grand Slam champion. We should be talking about that heading into the Masters. Wyndham Clark's got a new caddy. I'm trying to think. Colin Morikawa, he's got an early win. Chris Gotterup, he really popped off at the end of last season and beginning this year. He's already got a win as well as like an early, as well as some early high finishes. JJ Spawn, he's been playing really well heading into the Masters. These should be the stories that we focus on. These should be the stories that we talk about. We cannot though, because the big story in golf right now is, gosh darn it, Ryan. Tiger Woods got into another car accident. Into another car accident, Ryan. And
color me shocked.
And this one, it wasn't as bad as the first one, at least for Tiger, in the sense of he was not hurt. The last time he almost lost his leg. He almost lost his life, if I actually recall. I hope I'm remembering that correctly, because that'd be weird if I got that wrong. Digressing though, he this time around though, he was fine, and the body cam footage that was released of Tiger, it looks really bad. It is not good. He comes out and the first thing he says is, "Sorry, I was just on the phone with the president." He disregards the cops initially, and he's on like the other side of the street, and they're like, "No, you need to talk to us." He also, I forgot to mention this, he flipped over the other vehicle.
The
other vehicle flipped over. And Tiger just seemed like he was completely put off by everything. And then on top of that, they found he had pills in his pocket. And he did not fail a drunk test. And by that I mean he blew into the breathalyzer. This is what I meant. He blew into the breathalyzer. And nothing happened, but his eyes were quote glassy, and they thought he was exhibiting the behaviors of someone that might have been high. And he did not take a PP test because he knew not to take the PP test, because if he took the PP test, they would have been like, "Oh my goodness, that PP is on fire." And PP, as we all know, only catches on fire when you take a poop ton of drugs, whether it's recreational or steroids. So here's my thing. And they talked about this a lot. Everywhere talked about this a lot. So I understand that Tiger is in a lot of pain. And by that, I mean literally physically, because
His
of
body's
all
been
of his
destroyed by everything he's done.
everything he's done, both on the field, on the
And
course, but also as well as off, like that car accident from years ago. So
Or
through that,
the Marine training that he went through all those years ago.
yeah. So through that, unfortunately, sometimes addiction occurs. And so I think that on the one hand plays into this. But then on the other hand, and the video of him saying, sorry, I was just talking to the president, it really, really encapsulates this. He's just got such a flippancy where he kind of reminds me of Tony Soprano. And this is what I mean by that. Tony is a character that's beloved by everyone. Everyone loves Tony Soprano. But if you go back and you watch and you study Tony Soprano, he is so put off and just annoyed by everyone else's problem because the world revolves around him. He's the mob boss. He's the head of the family. He doesn't want to hear he doesn't want to hear about people's problem. He doesn't want to deal with people's bullshit. He just wants people to be like, hey, it's Tony, it's the boss. Hey, yeah, dooba-dee-ba-da-dooba-da-ba-doo-lee-lee-loo. You know, and it's similar with Tiger. What am I saying with Tiger? With Tiger, he just wants to be Tiger, man. He just wants people to be like, hey, man, is that Tiger? Oh, my God,
relevant
that's
in a
Tiger.
decade.
No way. Yeah, no, he hasn't been done in a decade. But my point, though, is he's just got this flippancy. And, like, I'm not saying I want Tiger to be the most humble person in the entire world where he, like, comes out and he's just like, oh, hello, Mr. Officer. Oh, man. Wonderful day we're having. I'm so sorry. Gee willikers, booly, 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 boo. I'm not trying to have illusions like that. What I am saying, though, is that just that flippancy and just how he reacted right there to the cops, that just shows how little he gives a crap. He's just so like put off and annoyed that he has to have a conversation with them in the first place. He's like more concerned, if anything, about how this is going to affect him than it is like that person. I don't even know what happened to that other person. The car flipped. That's not typically good.
No, it's not.
I'm not a car expert, but like cars flipping don't tend to be good things.
Yeah, you just play one on TV.
And he just was flippant and just like didn't care. And like, I don't know, man. Just like just the fact that this isn't the first time this happened, and then that combined with the video, like, and then he pleads not guilty. He pleads not guilty, which was ridiculous. Like Tiger, like, and he gets to go to rehab. Sorry, I know I'm moving around a lot. It's because I'm untying my shoes. He gets to go to rehab, and like, but at the same time, he gets to leave the country whenever he wants and stuff like that. With him and his ex-Trump lady friend. You know, it just sucks, man. It just feels like Tiger's in his I'm gonna be a dumpy person era. Like it just I feel like this aftermath of this latest accident for Tiger is almost worse than the accident itself. Because it's not even like, oh my God, this is how bad it got. It's just more like, dude, you're just such a jerk. Like, it's almost like, at what point, dude? Like, at what point? Like, you've also got kids, man. Like, it's ridiculous. I know that I'm like a golf nerd and a golf fan, Ryan. And so like, I know I'm like more intense about it than you or like Kyle are and stuff like that. But we still like, we're still of the age though that like remembers Tiger. We
remember when Tiger was Tiger.
We remember before 2009. We remember when he was God. You know?
Yeah, literally. He was the best athlete walking the earth at that point. the most dominant athlete.
He was probably the second most important athlete to Nike other than Michael Jordan. Can you hear me? Oh, you froze. Because I made a slam dunk point, and that bums me out. I hope it's not me. My internet's working fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you get me? Okay.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. But did you hear my point about Tiger and Nike?
No, I missed that one.
So I said Tiger was probably the most important person to Nike other than Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, man,
he made golf relevant. He made golf popular. Like he made people want to get into golf.
He was the highest like grossing, like he got the highest salary from playing golf when A-Rod was getting $250 million contracts and stuff like that. Like a golfer.
Every time he was in a tournament, it was must-see TV. You tuned in, you stopped what you're doing, and you wanted to watch Tiger because you knew you're going to witness dominance.
Yeah, and like he won the Grand Slam in a calendar year, and like now he's not even a punchline. He's like, and this is what bums me. No, he's not forgotten. I think he's worse than that, and that is he's cool to not like, which like that sucks. And I don't mean like, yeah, he's cool because people don't like him. It's like now if you like him, people are like, yo, what the hell is wrong with you? And I don't mean like him in terms of like his golfing acumen. I mean like him as like a person. Like you get what I mean? Like an example I have the easy example I can think of is like Tony Hinchcliffe and like the Austin comics.
Oh, that's not a bad comp, actually.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Where like it's cool to dump on them. And
I just wish Tiger would just be remembered for what he was. I fear that what he's doing now is going to put such a stain on his reputation that people are going to forget like what Tiger was. Like he was Tiger. Like that held such weight back in the day.
Yeah. And
such
like what
and now it's just unfortunate to see what has become of him.
Yeah. And like what stinks is that like I think that already happened though. And like that's what bums me out, man. Like that's what really bums me out. Like even before like I knew how to play golf and I knew what golf was like, and like I knew how to like do golf and all that jazz. Like I knew like Tiger is going to be great.
Yeah,
like,
you knew what you're gonna get. Wow, what an and one.
Yeah.
It's been a sloppy app.
Yeah. Michigan up, by the way, 16-20 left in the game. Michigan is up 37-31 on UConn as he just barreled through solo ball.
It's just been a sloppy app. Like, I don't think Michigan's made a 3-point shot yet. Actually, I don't think I thought a stat. They are 0 of 16 going into half shots outside the paint.
Oh, yikes. They put Solo on the bench.
He's been dealing with, I think it was a knee injury before coming into the game or something like that. I know he was questionable going into the national championship game.
That's a bummer. He was really good on Saturday.
He was.
He's also he's got four
fouls. That's wow. That's huge.
That could be the game, unfortunately. Well, that's why I was surprised that UConn, going back to the Final Four for a second, that's why I was surprised that UConn, and then I do want to finish up on Tiger before we do transition to college basketball talk. That's why I was surprised that UConn beat Illinois the way they did. I thought Illinois was going to keep that a lot closer because especially in the beginning of the second half, Michigan got UConn got into a really bad foul trouble really early, and I thought Illinois was going to be able to take advantage of that. No, they did not.
Yeah, because Illinois' real issue is they were a poor shooting team throughout the year, and it kind of reared its ugly head in that second half against UConn, where they just could not buy a basket.
They really couldn't. But to button it with Tiger, Tiger, he was at the TGL, the Golf League final, and like that was supposed to be his big return to golf before his actual return to golf, which was supposed to be at the Masters. And the Masters put out this statement like, "Oh, I'm glad Tiger's getting help, blah blah blah, blue blue." And like, I am glad that Tiger is getting help, but there's a part of me that's just kind of like, I feel like we need to have like two minds about it. We're like we can be happy that Tiger's getting help, but at the same time, we can be like, we're glad you're getting help, but you're an ass. Like, you are an ass, man. Because I do believe that. I believe you can be sick and need help, but then at the same time, still be a scumbag. Like, my go-to example is usually Kanye, man. Like, yeah. Kanye was at least a great rapper, but like, man, I was out on him. Like, I will say I was never a Kanye zealot, but like, I liked Kanye enough.
I liked a couple things by him.
I was out on Kanye from Life of Pablo because that's when he started saying the crazy stuff. That's when he started doing the nutso stuff. And like I get he's like sick and stuff like that, but he also has a lot of resources. He has a lot of resources where he could remedy that and work on that. Similar with and like to a degree, it's a choice that he doesn't.
I was going to say it's also in the same kind of vein of Chandler Jones, unfortunately. Remember when Chandler Jones was like this all-pro rusher, and then like this one day he just kind of snapped and he just went the complete opposite direction, like super paranoid, super confused. Like it just
John Jones's brother.
Yep. It's a shame to see what is happening to these great athletes, either by their choice or not by their choice. It just kind of, I think sometimes we forget that these people are humans as well. We put them on this pedestal and then like they're not allowed to mess up, or I'm not like giving him a pass, but like Tiger has done some shady shit, but again, like he's also a human being. We have to kind of remember, like, take the athlete part out of it. He's still you know what I mean?
I think treating them like a human though doesn't just mean like having sympathy. I think it is also making sure they're accountable.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Kyle. Oh, hold on.
Is that Kyle?
That is Kyle.
Hello. I just walk into.
Hey, just a Tiger Woods conversation. Kyle, Buffalo beat Tampa tonight.
Nice.
4-2.
Nice.
Kyle, you have postseason hockey that you can actually be invested in for the first time ever. What's it like?
I was very worried at first because, like, knowing this team, I was not going to be happy until we at least clinched a spot. So now that we finally have, I'm just hoping that we keep this momentum going because they have lost a couple of games recently. But hey, the sky's the limit for them. Like, especially if we have Tampa Bay's number, then we have a good shot. I just don't want to face Detroit. I think we have a pretty good.
I think they're going to miss. I think Detroit's going to miss.
Okay, Boston. I think Boston is going to be a close matchup too, but I think we can take.
I would like to avoid Ottawa. Ottawa scares me too. Ottawa's really talented. If they get any sort of goaltending, like they're a real threat to beat anybody in that Eastern Conference.
Are you worried about Philadelphia?
No, they're a weird team.
No,
they're like 38, 26, and like 13. Like if without these overtime loss points, they're a sub 500 team. Like that's why I think there's this push to go away from like the overtime loss. Like there's like a groundswell for like going to what the PWHL does. So the PWHL does 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, and 1 point for an overtime loss. So it's more of like a disparity in terms of the points where you get more credit for the wins in overtime than just 2 points. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's not exactly like that, but it's something along those lines. I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's like it's a 3-2-1 formula where like the overtime losses don't like really factor in as much as they do now in the NHL. But
Mhm.
Montreal is what scares me. That team's good. That team is really good. Like they check every box, and we split with them
Ryan.
this year. What's up,
Ryan.
Matt?
Here's my thing though. When you're mentioning teams like Ottawa and Montreal and saying that you're worried about teams like that, you know what you're saying when you say things like that.
What am I saying?
That you're saying that you're worried about Canadian teams during the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I know. I should know
Ryan.
better at this point.
Ryan, you hold the ultimate ace.
We're not in
You
Canada.
hold the ultimate
Close enough to
ace.
Canada.
We're not
What?
in Canada.
We're close enough.
We're considered Toronto South by some people.
But Kyle, here's the beautiful thing about Buffalo. I know that you said that you're close, but here's the beautiful thing about Buffalo.
You're not.
You're not.
Yeah, we also haven't been here in 14 years.
Okay.
I'm just excited for postseason hockey, boys. It's going to be a fun year in the playoffs.
I'll be more
This is going to be
excited
so much fun.
if Michigan finally starts blowing this team out.
I don't know. Michigan can't hit a perimeter shot. Have you been watching, Kyle?
I'm just starting watching now.
That was the first shot outside the paint Michigan's made all game.
Well, it's funny that you said that because like some of the game that I have been able to catch, I'm a little surprised that Michigan hasn't been using their size a little bit more. It hasn't been more of a factor. Like Landenberg, I think with that shot, I think maybe has 8 points. Like maybe.
The thing
he
is,
also wasn't super productive last game either, but he didn't need
that injury's probably bugging him. It's like a grade 1 MCL sprain. Like that's not fun to play through.
Hey, El Cadeau showing up though.
So Laval's got 4 fouls, so he's on the bench right now.
Yeah, and he's gonna be there until the last media timeout.
Yeah, easily.
Like he is not coming back.
If Michigan had hit any 3 so far, anything outside the paint, they'd be up like 12 or 14 points. They cannot buy anything from outside. They were 0 of 10 going into halftime and still have not hit a 3 yet.
So Kyle, I want to ask you, and then I do want to ask Jay the same question.
Is Jay here?
No, he's not here yet. He's finishing a project. But I want to ask you this question because you paid more attention to it. Paid more attention to them when they were in college.
Here we go. Hit their first 3.
What a three.
There we go.
Oh man, they might be starting to pull away right now.
I think this is where we see it.
Yeah. Did they just call a timeout?
That's if they're 1 of 11 now. That's the first 3 of the game. UConn's 5 of 20.
Yep, they just called timeout. Yep.
That's cute.
Because Kyle, you paid attention more to this player last year when they were at their previous school. They have since become the leading scorer on the Wolverines. They were the Big Ten Player of the Year. Their first team All-American. I don't know if they did Naismith and Wooden yet, but I don't think he's going to win. But he is going to be a finalist for it. We hear names like Debansa, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson, Fleming, Wagler. Kyle, where does Yaxel Landenberg fit in this upcoming NBA draft? Because like one thing that I love about the portal is that like it lets guys like blow up and like find like places that maybe didn't know to look for them, and they become, huge and really good and like, really good like players and stuff like that. But like Yaxel Landenberg, like Kyle, I remember at one point you said he arguably could have been an All-American last year when he was at UAB. He's an All-American this year at Michigan. He's the Big Ten Player of the Year. And like I know that he's older. I think he's like 22, 23. But like, where does he stand in terms of like this draft class / this NBA?
I mean, I honestly think that he's right around that second tier of freshmen. We're gonna see. Like, I was looking at some NBA draft watch, and it's really interesting this year. almost everyone that is projected to get drafted this year is in college. You only see like a handful of people from G League or overseas that have a chance to be drafted, and it's not like they're going to be lottery picks. So this is like for those who've been waiting for like actual like college draft or like college experience in the draft. This is the year to look at it. He single-handedly, for the most part, like brought UAB to the finals last year in the American Athletic Conference championship, and they just happened to go up against a much better, a very stacked Memphis team. So just looking at his stats from last year, I'm just trying to look at like points per game, but I mean he has 52% field goal percentage. He had 35% three percentage. He averaged 17.7 points per game. He's a bucket getter, and I don't see why people wouldn't want someone of his talent on their team. He has all the different ways of being able to get your shot. So I definitely can see him in the lottery for sure. You could talk me into top 10. You definitely could talk me into top 10. But there's just a lot of these really, really, really good freshmen that are in the way. And a quick aside, because we didn't get to talk about it last week, this run by Tennessee, who did lose to Michigan in the Elite Eight. I do want to say, like, I think we kind of forgot about Nate Ament. He was like, a lot of people projected him to be a top 4 pick going into the season, but they also did say that there was a little bit more growing that needed to happen for Nate Ament in order to get to that. And I don't think we saw it during the regular season. So during the tournament, yes, they did upset a bunch of people, but I think we finally saw Nate Ament and Gillespie be able to play off each other in a way that was able to upset these teams that we thought were better than them. So just like Lendenborg, I think Ament has also solidified himself in the lottery as well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go lame duck like that on you. I'm just watching the game, and also I was digesting everything you said. Because so Landenberg, so this year he didn't score as many points per game as he did last year, but he's also pretty long, and I believe he's pretty good defensively. He's kind of like a 3-and-D almost. Like I wouldn't.
I just worry about his 3-point shot. It's not the most consistent. If you're going to draft him for that role, he needs to be a little more consistent hitting some of those open threes that he's going to be ideally getting in the NBA.
Yeah,
I agree, but I feel like he has the tools in his repertoire to be able to be more of a scorer, like someone that you could, like, even if he doesn't start his first year, getting that second team, being able to lead the offense and get some good buckets. I think he's that type of person as well. I don't think he necessarily is going to have to rely on his defense, because he has that athleticism to get a bucket wherever he needs to. I don't think he's the Bansa. Like, don't get me wrong, he doesn't have.
Oh
no, he doesn't have the shot package.
But it's not like
it's
not like he's far off. He has enough tools that could have someone fall in love with him. Like, for example, let's throw this out here. The first thing that comes to mind. You're telling me a Pacers team with Lendenborg and Halliburton wouldn't be a fun team?
That'd be a lot of fun.
It would.
That'd be a lot of fun. Well, because then also this is my thing with a player like Landenberg, and to a degree another player like Johnny Broom, although Johnny Broom is probably a little bit different because he's got a different skill set. Like Landenberg, he started at a JUCO. And then he went to UAB. and he was almost an All-American at U of E. And then he went to Michigan, and now he's an All-American at Michigan, and he's gonna be at the very worst a top 5 candidate for National Player of the Year. Like, not to like be like, oh, gee willikers, coach, but it's like, this is clearly a person who has like shown they are capable of making not just necessary leaps, but huge leaps. Who was to say that he won't take the leaps necessary where he's going to be a super effective player? And like, this is also not me campaigning for him to be the next Anthony Edwards. I just find players like him interesting. You know, players that are older in college, they have longer college careers, and then they don't always have a very fruitful NBA career. And like, look, I know not everyone can be the lead in Swan Lake. You know, I know not everyone can be like a ballerina and things like that. But like players like that, I don't get how like they can take so many leaps and then like all of a sudden like they get to the NBA, it's like, nope, done.
You have touched upon a question that I've always been curious, and I think Ryan, I've talked to you about this before.
It was Natalie Portman.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Who, like, why do you always pick the player who's younger, who might have more upside, but we have no idea what he's going to be, versus a proven player who has shown, like a junior or senior, who has shown that they are able to produce on a high level?
I can answer that for you pretty easily. I know why. Because you're drafting for upside. Yeah.
But that doesn't always work.
No,
And
but
like,
when you're in the lottery, you're not drafting for the sure thing all the time. If you're in the lottery, you need it's a lottery ticket. You're looking to hit on that upside, because if you hit on that upside, that can set your franchise up for the next 15 years. Now, a guy who comes in.
Hold on, stop. Guys, that was really cool. I don't know if you saw that, but they were honoring it was
Texas?
the 50th. No, it wasn't Texas. It was Indiana. It was the 50th anniversary of one of the last undefeated national champions.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
No, you're good.
So I get that, right? But also, you're not drafting someone in the vacuum, right? Also, why are we in the vacuum? But anyways.
Also, for the record, I'm not saying I want Yaxel Landenberg to go ahead of like Caleb Wilson. I'm more saying like, why? I'm more saying why can't he go like an 8 through 14 and like actually be effective, not just be like, all right.
So
I'm not just saying like he gets a hat and then gets to hang out in the G League. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry.
Where I was going with this is like, just because you fall into a potential generational talent doesn't mean your coach or your organization knows how to handle it, right? And if it's someone who needs to grow, if you don't have a good organization around them, there's a good chance that they don't succeed. We've seen this happen. Whereas if you have someone who's a proven leader, who has the skills already, who can get you into contention or at least change a locker room mentality, I feel like that would be better for an organization who might not have everything together. Like, honestly, like we've seen what's happened with Zion Williamson. Has he been good at times? For sure. But that has been a mismanagement for a lot of the time due to his injuries, due to the organization trading away good picks for something that clearly hasn't panned out. So you have this generational talent like Zion, who has been mediocre at times because of the situation that he is in, because the organization doesn't know how to handle him.
Yeah, I guess like if you're in that position, you're not like drafting the surest thing isn't the sexiest thing, honestly, and that it does always inspire hope in your franchise. You're also drafting hope. Like, that's a heck of a drug for a fan base to get behind. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Because then, like, upside, as opposed to like you kind of already understand, like, oh, this is like what you already get. Because like also like he's closer, like I get Landenberg is closer to his ceiling than a Debanta is. I understand that. I accept that. Again, I want to stress this very much so. I'm not saying why can't Landenberg go number one? Like, no. But I guess I don't get why more guys why can't he be like Obi Toppin? You know what I mean?
That was the first comp in my head when we were talking about this whole thing right now. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah, why can't he be Obi Toppin, man? Obi was I still miss him in New York.
Well, here's the thing: is Obi Toppin in the top 8 get you excited as a fan
Back
or
in the draft,
as a
yeah.
fan base?
Back in
Or
that draft,
but I'm saying in general, would Obi Toppin at 8 be like, oh, I'm so excited, Obi Toppin gonna be the missing piece for our franchise?
Well, okay, so my question is, as a fan,
I think if you're drafting at 8, though, you're not drafting for the missing piece of your franchise.
You're looking for your cornerstone.
but also
at 8 in the NBA draft, I don't know, man.
I mean, some of those teams are at that spot where they are, unfortunately, just good enough to not be bad, but they don't have that elite talent that you can build around.
okay,
Man.
Ryan, we have a prime example here. The Sabres. The Sabres, who had plenty of picks in the top, who had generational talents, right? But because the organization didn't know how to handle them, they threw them away. As a Sabres fan who has now seen a overhaul of the front office that has shown considerable evidence as to why they are good this year, wouldn't you rather want a stable organization rather than hope?
Obvious. It depends on where you are in your development as a franchise. I think it all kind of matters what your expectations are going into next season. If you know you're bad, you're not looking to draft an Obi Toppin because you're not going to really get much value out of your team in that aspect. You know what I mean? You'd probably take the guy who is a little more unknown, who has the higher ceiling because you know you need a legitimate reset on your franchise. Now, if you're a contending team who happens to wind up with a top 10 pick because you've traded away a pick from the previous year, let's say if it was the Rockets at 8, Yendenberg would be the perfect complement to what you have on that roster. It just depends on where you are in terms of your timeline as a franchise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really glad you guys
Also,
are having this conversation because I am able to now play with the different types of music.
I was just listening to it. UConn's down 5.
Yeah,
I hate this.
UConn is. Yeah,
All
they're
right.
Yeah.
Is it
They're
time that
stumbling
can I
back.
go on my tirade real quick?
I forget what your tirade was directed towards, but yes, you can go on your tirade.
It's directed towards the people who want Dan Hurley to win this.
Absolutely not.
So first off, I love college basketball for the sole reason, other than the fact that there is so many really fun teams to root for and all this stuff, is the fact that it is supposed to be chaotic. Yes, has a number 1 seed, or UConn won it over the last 19 seasons, I believe, or something like that. Sure. But at the end of the day, a lot of this sport feels like Game of Thrones, right? There is no safe character in the story. There is no good. There is no evil. It's just pure fun, pure madness, right? When you get to a place where you have a UConn winning 3 of 4 in a tournament that's supposed to be randomized, you start feeling like the storylines don't matter as much, because at the end of the day, the only storyline that matters is who's going to beat UConn, who's going to beat Dan Hurley, who's going to be the protagonist versus Dan Hurley's antagonism, right? That's not what you want. You get that in every other sport. There's only a certain amount of quantitative ways that a season can go in the NFL or in the MLB or the NBA. Do we still love them? For sure. But if you're going to tell me that the NFL is so nuanced because it has 7 teams that can go into the playoffs every single year and four teams in every division, and we're going to be like, oh no, it's the Bears that are going to be number 1 this year. Oh no, it's going to be the Packers that are going to be number 1 this year. There's already so much that we know and that we can predict from these in these particular sports. I don't want them to start happening with college.
That
I
is
just don't like Dan Hurley as a person. His antics really annoy me. He's such a crybaby.
Oh, I think he's charismatic and cheeky, and like I'm not saying I want him to win. I honestly don't. I would prefer Michigan because I think Michigan would be a much more fun winner because it'd be the first time for them in a while. And also this team was just such a wagon. Like how many times did we say this season, Kyle, doesn't matter because Michigan, doesn't matter because Michigan. And I think it would be finally cool to like end that way, especially that storyline. I'm not even saying that like Dan Hurley is a perfect little cherub and we should all like leave him be and stuff like that. But like, I also like, I don't want to be ignorant towards like, if he wins this, that will be 3 of 4. And like, that would put him in like John Wooden territory. And like, regardless of what you feel of him, like that is an incredible accomplishment, especially in a sport where like, yeah, there's a lot of random and a lot of anarchy in college basketball. And I think if he did that, I think that would be really cool. And I think we don't always do a good job of appreciating stuff like that. That being said, go Michigan.
Go Michigan.
Can I throw another caveat on this though, Matt? Because we do talk about the transfer portal and NIL with this sport a lot, right? A lot of the naysayers are like, "Oh, a mid-major is never going to win this. It's all power." And like, unfortunately, like with Auburn winning the NIT in overtime, a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, well, Auburn deserved a spot in the tournament," right? In a sport that's already started to try to gear itself towards the high majors, if you have like, yes, it would be really cool. It would be an accomplishment for Dan Hurley to do, right? But at the same time, it then gives so much more fuel to the naysayers to be like, well, this sport is like, we're just going to have all the same teams win it, and NIL is going to ruin everything and all this stuff. And it just, that, if there is the worst, quote unquote, worst case scenario for a championship to end, to me it is UConn winning, because then it gives so much more fuel to these people who want to pursue this sport.
So you know what else is going to happen though? The viewership for all UConn Natty games are going to go up because people are going to want to watch him lose, especially if like the counter is a fun team like Michigan.
And also, also, it's such a great story if Michigan wins, not just because it's the first Big Ten champion since 2000, or the first Michigan win since.
Are they going to be the first Big Ten team to potentially win this since the Sparties?
I think so.
That's crazy. Considering the esteem we put Izzo in, low key compiler. Anyway.
Yeah, but also like, the fact that it's Dusty May, right? People thought that the run for FAU was a fluke, right? And honestly, Matt, you did kind of misremember this. FAU lost at the buzzer to San Diego State. That was almost FAU being in the finals against Dan Hurley and UConn, right? If like we were that close to this potentially being a rematch, and for a lot of people who like thought Dusty May would need to take some time to get Michigan to where it is, to see this like absolute bulldozer team basically get to here and potentially win it all, like that's an incredible accomplishment for a coach that if it wasn't for FAU getting to the Final Four, we would never find. So like you said, like at the beginning of the season, it was basically like who's going to stop Michigan, and I felt like we kind of forgot about that because they lost a really close game against Wisconsin, because they lost to a hot Purdue in the Big Ten finals. Like I think we forgot about that, and somehow we started crowning Arizona or Florida or Duke as the next, and also losing to Duke without Elliot Cadeau doing well. Like I think we just forgot that this was like a really, really good team.
Yeah. I think it was their losses towards the end of the season that scared me, because then it also coincided with just like Arizona just being absolutely lights out, man. Like Arizona was really good at the end of the year, and like I really did think Tommy Lloyd was potentially going to figure it out, but then went up against Dustin May. So my response though to that though, and it's going towards people that are like saying like, oh, it's the same. It goes back though to like my overall issue with people who like poo-poo about how like Scoop-a-Doop State. Oh, what a miss! How Scoop-a-Doop State didn't make it to the Sweet 16. All right, cool. Those tournaments and those games. Look at those ratings. Those years also coincided with like G Leaguers and like conversations about the G League killing men's college basketball and stuff like that. The SDSU versus UConn in the final year, I remember the very first headline I saw, that was the lowest viewed one in 15, 20 years. And I'm not saying like only do the thing that gets the most ratings, but like my overall point is that like arguments like that, I feel like are just like, it's like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Mhm.
We want to see the best teams play each other. That's what drop ratings.
Like everyone loves touting like George Mason and stuff like that. Cool. You know what happened in the Final Four? They lost by 25.
Yeah.
It was a bad game.
Counterpoint, what are the most memorable tournaments?
Like,
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't disagree either, but yeah, those moments are fun, but then in terms of like tournaments, like it's got to be the one with the games, man. Like the ones that truly live in like that truly live in history.
All right.
Yeah, like UNC, Villanova, or like Kansas versus Memphis. Like those are like the ones that stick on my brain immediately in those title games, because those were Blue Bloods going against each other, and
UMass,
Derrick Rose, Chris Douglas Roberts versus like Mario Chalmers, and like Kansas.
No,
like that game, like those games stick on my mind because they're so even. And like you have such big shot after big shot. Like Chalmers coming off the curl, the drain that three, like lives rent free in my head at all times.
For sure. But we also don't get a Butler Duke, right? If we want all the Blue Bloods in the finals, then we don't get a Butler Duke. And also don't forget, Memphis is not a Blue Blood either, right? Memphis is an AAC team, right? Yes, they were big because of John Calipari, but they're not that team. They're not a Blue Blood.
At that time, they weren't because of Calipari.
But they were still not in a power conference, right?
No.
Butler, if not for the back-to-back NCAA championship games, they wouldn't be in the Big East right now, right? It does, like, these Blue Bloods also have to take time to actually get to a place where we, like a VCU would not be an A-10 powerhouse at a constant Cinderella threat if not for the fact that VCU made a Final Four run. George Mason wouldn't be a memorable team without a Final Four run. Like, I agree.
The only team that didn't happen to is Davidson. Davidson had one done. They kind of just nothing after that.
You watch your mouth. They were great in the NIT in the next year. You watch your mouth. I will hear no NIT slander in this house.
Fair. I will concede my point.
Sorry, Kyle, you were saying.
No, I'm just. I think it's a mix, but also like I do believe in the sense of like, in order for us to build up these other names, there has to be a not a bashing when it is low ratings. Like an Oral Roberts is going to be there forever because of the run that they were on. I don't think we're ever going to forget George Mason because of what they've done, and like also the way that these schools have parlayed coaches to better jobs that have been able to continue their success. Right? I think yes, love the Blue Bloods, but also like Like Gonzaga is still not necessarily blue blood, but because of what they've done in the tournament in the WCC, they have been able to be in that contention every single year, and it doesn't feel weird. So blue bloods matter, but also do Cinderellas.
Yeah, but I would argue that Gonzaga, I guess, is kind of a blue blood now because they're ranked in the top 10 last like 10 years straight. Like I don't consider them to be this like mid-major from the WCC or WAC that they once were. Like they're a legitimate destination for high-level recruits now.
I guess also too is like I'm curious about the genesis of that argument. Because, like, again, it wasn't that long ago when we were like, well, it looks like the G League is going to send a nuke to college basketball. And it's just like, why are we always looking for something? It just feels like this is a new version of, like, why are we looking for something that's going to kill college basketball? Because, like the new era of NIL and, like, transfer portal and all this money, it is something that needs to be – it's very much something that needs to be reined in and worked on. Not through an executive order though. But I get that, but like I guess what I'm saying is that like this stuff is cyclical, man. I think we saw like slivers of it in different forms. One form was St. Louis having a very good year. 8-10. I know it's not like the Sun Belt, but the A10 it is a mid-major. But then also you also have schools like High Point. You had Miami, Ohio. So like I do think you're gonna have those names that aren't traditional names still in those conversations. I think you're gonna still have in those conversations. I think it might just take a second because like I think this is ultimately cyclical. Like this ain't going anywhere, and I think it's only going to get better. Again, we get guys like Yaxel Landenborg, and like I think we're going to see that on larger scales.
Can I be solutions oriented real quick? Because I've thought about a way of potentially making this better for everybody.
Okay.
So as you guys probably know, most likely starting next year, the tournament is expanding to 76 teams.
Boo!
Yes, boo. However, there is one way that they can make this right. I understand that with like the 16 seeds playing in the play-in game, if you win, you do make money for your league, which I think they need to change that in a way just for like appearance in general. But for me, put all the automatic qualifiers into the round of 64. I don't want to see any more automatic qualifiers in the first four or whatever it's going to be. Instead, everyone wants to yell about Miami, Ohio, and Auburn, and all these teams that are right on the board that should it be a mid-major or should it be like a SEC team, right? Every single one of the 6 matchups, you take the 6 last majors that are high majors that are considered for the tournament. You face them off against the best of the best mid-majors that did not make the tournament. If you want to prove what is better, a mid-high major or the best mid-majors, you face them off in the first 12, and the winners of those go on into the tournament.
And then afterwards, you kiss.
How would you determine the best mid-majors? So would you use KenPom? Would you use record? Would you use...
So basically how I would go opponents? About it is, the way I would go about it is the mid-majors that were like the number 1 seeds of their tournaments, right? So for example, a Belmont would be in consideration for a spot in the final 12. A Miami of Ohio would be in consideration for a spot in the final 12. A Navy, who won their conference pretty handily, would be in consideration for a final 12 spot, right? That's like, to me, the way you would probably look at it is like, if you were to draw up the NIT, the best of those mid-majors would be the first considerations for being in the tournament.
What do you do with the NIT then?
Well, then, I mean,
If you're taking these teams away from the NIT, that is no longer the draw that some people like the NIT to be.
That's how we expand the college basketball crown. Because that's honestly low key what will probably happen. Like the NIT is probably unfortunately going to begin to die, which sucks. And the college basketball crown that will probably expand. Like I'm a little surprised it hasn't already expanded, but like they might try to expand that to probably 6 or 8 teams, and maybe try to put a little bit more money into it because they at least have like a direct financial incentive for it.
So Matt, how about if we get really freaky with this, right? You start off with the NIT tournament, and like the remaining 12 teams, or like the remaining 6 teams from that, end up into the March Madness.
So like those 6 losers go into the NIT, and the 6 winners go into March Madness.
Oh, yeah, we could do that too. I was just saying, get rid of it all NIT and just make it like the first couple rounds. Or have an NIT tournament just to get some of these teams into the March Madness.
No NIT standard. That's household.
I like yours better. I like the idea of the last 12 being 6 of the middest high majors versus 6 of the best high mid majors, and then the 6 that win make it to the tournament. The 6 that lose are the numbers 1 to 2 seeds for NIT.
Yeah, I don't want March Madness to kill all the other tournaments because like there are some really talented kids that like quite frankly they need like the NIT and they need the CVC to like put out more game tape and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Like, the NIT's fun. It's just fun.
Well, also like like for some of these kids too, like this is it. Like this is the end of their career.
Yeah, let them have a chance at a tournament win. Like a tournament championship, even if it's not the NCAA tournament, NIT still means something. Still holds some weight.
And Jay Johnson might win our bracket challenge. He's not even going to show his face on stream.
Yeah, Jay's gonna beat me because I needed UConn to win.
Is he going to show up or not? Because if not, then
no, Jay is unable to. Jay unfortunately did message me saying he's not able to make it because he has to cut 45 seconds out of the video, which that's very difficult to do.
All right, then I think to end the season that we have of March Madness, I have one more game for you guys, mano a mano, since you guys are the ones who actually have won these before. No shot against Jay. Jay did a great job too, but I have one game, and we're going to go since 1975, right? So that's when the tournament expanded to 32 teams.
Ooh.
33 coaches have won a title.
Oh, jeez.
So same thing, 3 strikes. Matt, this is your stream, so you can choose to go first or second.
I'll go first.
All right.
I'll be a piece of shit and just say Bobby Knight.
Nice.
Sounds good.
John Wooden.
John Wooden. Yep, he just makes it because of 1975.
That's actually why I didn't say John Wooden, because I didn't remember when his
I
last
was like, this could be risky, but I'm gonna go for it.
I'm just gonna keep going for the big dogs, Coach K.
Coach K, yep.
I will go with Jim Belvano.
Jim Belvano, yes.
Dean Smith.
Dean Smith is on here.
Bill Self.
Bill Self, yep.
Jim Boeheim.
I was wondering when you were going to say that.
UConn, Calhoun.
Jim Calhoun. We're not talking about the Chinese restaurant.
No.
Yeah. Lute Olson.
Nice.
Nice. That's a good one. Oh man. Tom Izzo.
Tom Izzo.
God, I really hope I get this name right. I can picture the coach. It's a very, very generic sounding name. That's why I'm concerned if it's correct.
And that's
But
game.
he was the head coach of Maryland, Gary Williams. Oh wow.
That's
That's
right.
correct.
Do I get to use Dusty May because they're about to win a title?
No.
Damn it. I figured I'd ask. Jay Wright.
There we go. Matt.
I'm risking it with this one, but I'm fairly certain he has one. I believe Larry Brown won a national championship.
Larry Brown won one.
You did. Oh
Yep.
man.
That with Kansas, I think, right?
I believe so.
I mean, I won't say the name, but someone else that's on this list was his assistant coach.
Ryan.
I'm probably wrong in this one. I'm probably misremembering. Mark Few hasn't won one, has he?
Mark Few has not won one.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
First strike.
No, Mark Few is probably like right around where Jay Wright was before Jay Wright finally won.
Yeah.
In terms of like, he's really good. He just hasn't done it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some big names on here.
Oh my god.
We didn't say Roy Williams yet, did we?
We have not.
All right, because that was Larry, one of Larry Brown's assistants at Kansas.
We haven't said the name yet. Dan Hurley.
We have not said Dan Hurley.
Yeah, we have not said Dan Hurley. We also haven't said this name, which, Kyle, I think this is going to put a smile on your face.
Go for it.
Tubby Smith.
Tubby Smith. I was wondering.
Oh my god. Tubby Smith.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh.
Oof. They are flailing right now.
It's over. Again, I'm not 100%. Calipari hasn't won one, has he?
Calipari's won one. He's
All right, there we
won
go.
one, which is a surprise.
There we go. That's right. I was like, I can't remember for sure.
Oh, he's won two. Wait, he's won two.
No, he's only
Okay.
won one.
He's
Nope.
only won one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was only with Davis.
All right.
Well, since we're
Oh,
talking
God.
about coaches that won at Kentucky, Pitino.
Rick Pitino. Yep.
Yep. Arkansas head coach Richardson.
Nolan Richardson. Correct.
Yep.
Oh,
I
man.
only recently learned about that the other day.
Yeah, they
Nolan
did that
Richardson.
1 year that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they won in
40 seconds to
'94.
hell.
John Thompson II.
Just
Georgetown.
You can go John Thompson. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Is it not the? I thought he was the second, and then his son was the third.
You're right. You're right.
I'm gonna say I remember. This is
We
where it's
got-
gonna get hard for me, though.
Yeah.
We got, just to see, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 left.
How?
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to remember Baylor's
I
head
will say,
coach.
guys, there's still some like past 2000 that we're missing.
Baylor's head coach Scott Drew. I don't think that's right.
Drew is correct.
It is correct.
That was Baylor, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Second you said that, I was like, forget.
I was like, shit. I was like, shit.
Staying in that same era, though, he's not just your mom's favorite loud singer, Tony Bennett.
Yep.
Tony Bennett from Virginia. Oh man, that's good. Oh wow. This is where it's getting really hard.
Yeah, I'm like racking my brain from like when I was
Okay,
a
I'm
kid
going to
now.
say that as a team, we should be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say 6 of these left.
I'm just
I
trying to
would-
remember the teams that have won.
Me too. It's figuratively killing me.
Mm, mm.
I don't even remember who won last year.
Oh yeah, UConn.
Oh no! Now I do.
Who won last year?
Also, whose turn is it? Because I think I went last.
It's Ryan's.
It's my turn. I'm trying to remember who won last year. Oh Jesus! I'm gonna have to take a strike. I'm drawing a blank
All
right
right,
now.
if we both get the 2, well, yeah, no, that's fine. Matt, you go.
All right. Todd Golden. He won last year with
Yes, he
Florida.
did.
Florida. You kidding me?
There's also remember that's not the only Florida team that's won.
I know. Billy Donovan.
There we go. All right, I think we're down to 10. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of hints to help us get through this. So we still have 1 UConn. We have a UNLV. We have a Michigan. We have Louisville. We have Villanova. Those are the ones I feel like you would be able to get.
I won't get Villanova, but I will be able to get Jerry Tarkanian.
There we go.
That's who it is. I was trying to think of who. I'm just trying to think of who the head coach of Villanova. I know the name. Oh God, it's gonna bug me. I know the name of the coach from Villanova.
I don't.
Oh man.
I'm so upset about it.
Oh man. You said UConn as well.
Yes.
Yep. I know who that one is.
Wow, it's impressive. I think it's where it ends for me. Congratulations, Matt. You win. I'm
All
drawing a
right.
blank.
So here's the list of the names that we still haven't.
Well,
done.
that
Actually,
coach. Hold on, real
Matt,
quick.
I'll let you go and tell me the ones that you remember.
Real quickly, that coach that you're thinking of, Ryan, is Kevin Ollie
At UConn.
at UConn.
Oh my God.
He was the Shabazz
Wow.
year.
That's right.
Wait, do you know the Villanova one, Matt?
I don't.
When you say the name, it's gonna bug the absolute.
All right, so the ones
Poo-poo
that
out of me.
the ones that we didn't get.
Wait. Hold on. What were the ones that we didn't get? I want to see if I can get some of those. I
No,
know I won't get the Villanova.
So wait, going in order. We didn't get. Let's see if I can find it. So we got all the 2000s. So congrats there.
Let's go.
Pretty good.
We didn't get 1995 of UCLA.
Oh, no,
Should we know
can't
it?
even.
I don't think so.
won't.
Does the name Jim Herrick mean anything?
Nope.
No.
Okay. We didn't get
Never would've gotten
1989 from Michigan.
Oh,
You should, Matt. Actually, I feel like both of you should know this name. I'll give you a
No.
hint if you feel like you still don't know it.
no, Fisher didn't win it. Fisher
Steve
didn't win
Fisher
at
did
Michigan.
win.
He did.
Fisher?
Yes,
Really?
He won a
Matt.
natty.
Matt, I want to give you this names because in 1989, Steve Fisher beat Michigan beat Seton Hall in overtime against PJ Carlesimo.
Oh my
Oh
Lord.
man, and I think Dan Hurley might have been on that team.
All right, 1986, we did not get Louisville.
Oh, I don't know that coach.
Who is it?
His name is Denny Crum.
Denny.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I should have gotten that one.
Yeah. Denny
All right.
Crum is like an old time.
Villanova's gonna make me so angry when you say the name.
So 1985, Villanova. They won as an 8th seed
I know.
Yep.
with the name Raleigh Massimo.
Yo!
Yep. Raleigh.
Raleigh
Massimino.
Massimino.
Yep. Raleigh Massimino. Yep.
I'm so mad.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
1979.
Oh.
I don't think we would have gotten Michigan State. His name is Judd Heathcote.
Nope.
No.
Not at all.
1978, Kentucky, Joe B. Hall.
No.
And then 1977, Marquette, Al McGuire.
Al McGuire. I probably if I had thought about it long enough,
Natty, good for them.
I might have gotten it. I'm mad about Massimino. I should have gotten that one. I knew that one
I
too.
was surprised you guys didn't get that. That was the one where I was like, that and Kevin Ollie. I
Yeah.
feel like Kevin Ollie we should have remembered.
Raleigh Massimino.
Until you
That's a
said
bummer.
that we were missing another UConn, I did forget Kevin Ollie, but then I
Everyone forgot
remembered
Kevin
that
Ollie
like
for some reason.
yeah, well, because also like UConn, they're kind of trying to make sure everyone forgets about Kevin Ollie because Kevin Ollie kind of won with what's it called? He kind of won with Calhoun players.
Yeah.
Because Shabazz was Kemba's backup.
That's true.
You know, so like they like knew each other, and like
Didn't
after
you
that
guys have
he
that
did.
like scandal that he had like a sandwich or something, like some food thing.
It was something like that. He also like was super being abusy with like booster money.
Really?
Yeah, he was kind of doing what like. Do you remember about like the reports that came out about Coach O after he won the Natty and how he pretty much didn't care after that?
Yeah.
At
Also,
LSU.
guys, we have a 4-point game.
Yeah, I know.
No, fucking, freaking, ooh, sorry.
So the ball just
we're
put
on
a
YouTube. We're
bench
not gonna
shot.
get canceled. Yeah, and now he's limping and he's on the bench. Oh, man. Oop. Nope,
Let's
I found
see.
someone. Get it across the line. They got it across. Oh, I'm a little surprised that, I mean, I want to make sure you have enough time. This game is getting really close. It's 67, 63. 29.5 seconds left, at least on my stream.
Yeah, but it just never felt like UConn was really like in this game. The whole time I've been watching, I've been like, UConn's got a shot. Oh,
Shh. Did he just miss it? Is that
Ryan,
why you
don't
reacted like
jinx it,
that?
man.
Did he just miss it?
he did.
Did he just miss it?
He
Oh man, that rim betrayed him.
Yeah.
I think I might be
That
ahead
rim
of you
betrayed
guys.
him. I feel bad when stuff like that happens.
I think I might be
I
ahead
feel
of you
so
guys.
bad.
Okay. Oh,
That's crazy.
my
23
God.
of 25 from the line is wild.
he
That is
missed
an
the goal.
insane stat. Up and looks like they're sending in the Axel. Or is he already out there? Oh no, he's right there. Dude, really? He missed both of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, like I said,
crazy.
It's never felt like
Oh,
UConn's
bad.
really been
bad,
in this game,
really.
though.
Really?
Well, Ryan, did you
Really?
see the thing about Arizona game that was super cool?
No, what was it?
So basically, from what I understand, Michigan likes to do the lob passes to their bigs, but because of the size of Arizona, they opted for something different. Basically, they told Elliot Cadeau to miss the shots high, so that way Michigan could rebound and put the points back.
Oh, I like that. That's smart.
Well, yeah, it helps when like every other guy on your bench is 7'5". It is funny that like there are guys like Zara that are 7'3" and they move like him, but then at the exact same time, there's guys like Wemby who move like a freaking point guard.
Webby's just so special to watch.
Dude,
I
hope-
love Wemby.
I hope SGA enjoys this MVP that he gets this year because it's going to be the last one he ever gets.
Wemby's gonna win us like 6.
Yeah, like I and like they're in a really good position too, like especially with how like their drafts went.
They killed it.
Like both like in terms of like the players they got, how they're developing them, but then also in terms of like how they're gonna pay them, they're not gonna be screwed money wise.
No.
Like that's why OKC they're lucky with some of the picks that they have because next year they're gonna have to get rid of have to is I don't know if that's gonna
It's just a luxury tax,
But-
and
but-
they'll have to hit
but
they'll
like-
hit the second apron and stuff like that.
But like they might have to consider dumping either Chet or J. Will.
Didn't they just
like,
give
those
J.
you-
Will like an extension as well?
Oh,
I thought they paid him.
No, I'm wrong.
They paid Chet too as well.
No, okay, I'm wrong. So what Amin El Hassan said on Levitard was they're gonna have to like get rid of some of their like players, like some of their role players, like Lou Dort,
Like Isaiah Joe and like Aaron Wiggins,
Like-
are gonna like test free agency and get good contracts.
Not Chet, the tall guy that used to be on the net, Hartenstein. They're gonna have to get rid of Hartenstein.
like
they're
Isaiah
probably-
Joe, Aaron
Yeah.
Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah, they're gonna have to
But
get
also,
rid of
they
them.
probably don't care. Like that's the amazing thing, right? They have that kid Jovic. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
That's supposed to be incredible. The fact that like they are sitting here with a potential lottery pick, right? And just can take whoever that people don't like. Okay, what if Yexel falls to OKC?
that'd be amazing. And also, they just got Jared McCain too from the Sixers, which like my Sixer fan friends, they were really upset about that trade because they all like Jared McCain.
What did they give up for him?
They got they're gonna get Houston's first round pick, and that's it.
There we go,
That's
Michigan.
it. Michigan is the national
The
champion.
Big Ten drought is finally done.
How do we feel about that
Dusty.
game overall?
Not as explosive as I wanted it to be, but I think it's because both teams knew to keep the other's strength in check. Michigan was definitely the better team. Michigan was clearly the better team.
I just kind of think this was kind of a forgettable national championship
Yeah,
in a weird way. Like, I don't think like 10 years from now, people are going to be like, you remember that Michigan UConn national title game?
I think
kinda
people will remember the Michigan team. I don't think they'll remember the game.
No, yeah. This game just kind of,
And
this is
like,
a very 6 out of 10 game for me. I was like, all right, this is interesting, but I didn't feel like UConn was ever really in the game outside of like the last the first 10 minutes of the first half. Like they were just always an arm's length away, and I just didn't ever think they were going to be able to overcome that.
Yeah, I am happy for Landenberg though. I mean, Landenberg is a really cool. Landenberg is a really cool story. Also, wow, good on me. I've been saying his name wrong, but like Landenberg, he started in JUCO. He went to UAB. Going into the end of last season, he was the number one player in the transfer portal, at least according to 24/7 Sports, as well as On3. And he picked right in Michigan, and he didn't just win a natty, but he was one of the leaders on that team. And stuff like that is so cool. Same thing with Zara. Zara wasn't on Michigan. He was on UCLA last year, and he was able to go to a different program, and he was able to win. This team was spackled together, and it's part of the reason why Dusty May, I think he didn't think this was going to happen so quickly, because this is before he even has a solid recruiting base. This is primarily through transfers and stuff like that. Imagine if he starts getting 5 stars in there.
Yeah, they give me a dynasty.
That's something to talk about. During the Arizona-Michigan game, I'm going to have to look for it, but one of the best players recruitment-wise chose Michigan during halftime of that game because of how
Yes, he did.
How much they were smoking them.
Yep, I remember. Yeah, I either stumbled upon that story or you sent me that story, Kyle. It was one of those two.
The other thing is, I have an inside source. One of my coworkers at Polcari's knows a player from Malden who is going to be joining that Michigan team as a very high recruit.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's sick.
he played with them and stuff like that.
What is he, a 4-star, 5-star?
You have to find it. I will find the name. but like they're not going to go anywhere.
What were they favored by tonight? Everybody see the line?
It started at 7.5, but then it moved down to 6.5.
So UConn covers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, UConn with a backdoor cover.
Wow.
Hey man, good teams win.
Bad teams get you covers.
Oh yeah.
No, it's good teams win, great teams cover.
That's right. Great teams cover.
Yep.
Dang. Okay. I mean, again,
Oh, sorry,
like I say,
Methuen,
this Methuen. Okay. Yeah, this is like a very
I think.
5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 game for me. I was like, all right, I'm enjoying it, but it just kind of felt really sloppy at times.
I guess I was more surprised that like Michigan didn't stomp on their throat because I do think that's why Michigan will be remembered in this game. I mean in this season, because like guys, like how many shows did we spend like 2/3 of the second hour on Michigan, man? Like Michigan was stupid dominant. I know that we also kind of, and also because I'm the host and I have ADHD and I naturally do this, I know that we kind of like, you know, bounced around back and forth like, oh no, there. But like, I feel like more often than not, I kept like just getting back to the point of like, does this matter? Is this just going to be Michigan? Because like Michigan, like even when Michigan wasn't number one, Michigan was still like stamping on the larynxes of their opponents and stuff like that. So like I get what you're saying in terms of the game, and I agree with you in terms of the game. The game was like very meh, and I think that's part of the reason why, because we were so used to Michigan just like stamping on them. I think even if like Michigan stamped on them, I think we would still enjoy that.
Yeah.
I think depending on how they did it, but that's also because Michigan was doing that throughout the entire season. So I think the fact that we didn't really see that, because then also UConn did kind of do what they did throughout the year, which was get, you know, they were a thorn of everyone's everyone's side.
Hang around.
Yep.
Well,
Just stay within striking
here's
distance.
the other thing, right?
Hmm?
Look at their scores throughout the tournament, right? They basically, if I remember correctly, they scored 90 plus points in every single game and beat everybody by double digits. So they were 101 against 101-80. Michigan against Howard. Michigan St. Louis, they won 95-72. Michigan Alabama, they won 90-77. Michigan Tennessee, they won 95-62. Arizona, they beat them 91-73. Like the fact that UConn was able to keep it close does show that UConn's a very, very good team. But Michigan always has had the firepower to be able to do this.
And did it? They did.
But we also have. No, go for it.
I was gonna say, between his job at FAU to when he got them to the Final Four, to then the next year when they were able to make it to the tourney again, to then him taking over at Michigan. Was it the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16 they made it to last year?
Thanks, Sweet 16.
It was they made it to the second weekend. Dustin May has had an incredible 4-year run. And I think it also goes to show what happens when you hire, for lack of a better term, and not to sound terribly vague, like good people, and you give them resources. And by good people, I don't mean like, oh, Dustin May, he goes down to the soup kitchen on Tuesdays. Like, no, I just mean like, oh, this guy is clearly very good at what he does. He knows how to navigate the current landscape. I'm sure it does help that Michigan is affluent, but like, my response to that is look at Kentucky. They spent $22 million on their team, and that team sucked. Like that team arguably should have been in the NIT. You know,
Mm-hmm.
So like I Dustin May's 4-year run has almost kind of felt like an ascent. Like this has almost felt like something that was like bound to happen, specifically with a coach like a Dustin May.
It's like a coronation for him. Like,
yeah,
this is like the coronation of the last 4 years, all into one.
You know what this reminds.
You know what this reminds me of for Dustin May, and just stay with me, viewers and non-wrestling fans in my co-hosts. And then Kyle, I will toss it to you, and then I will actually start to wrap this up. But this kind of reminds me of WrestleMania 14. At WrestleMania 14, the main event was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE title. And it was the end of Shawn Michaels like kind of being on top in WWE, because afterwards he left for 4 years because he was dealing with a bunch of back injuries as well as also a bunch of drug problems. And it was also the rise of the Attitude Era and the rise of Stone Cold Steve Austin, who became like a rating juggernaut for the WWE. The match itself is not held in very high esteem. It's not like people are like, oh, you got to go back and watch this match. But people still know that match and remember that match because it was a passing of the torch. Now, I do not think Dan Hurley is passing the torch, nor do I think Dan Hurley is going to retire for 4 years. What I am saying, though, is that, like, that event was a coronation for Stone Cold. And even though it was a lackluster game, it was a lackluster match, it still coronated and did not take away from the fact that, like, he was now the guy. Similar to Dustin May, I know that this was kind of a lackluster game and stuff like that, but, like, this kind of does feel like a coronation, and, like, this kind of feels like the beginning of, like Dan Hurley was, like, the new final boss, and I still think he is a final boss, but, like, I felt this when Hurley won a few years ago, and I've been saying this for the last few years, and I think Dustin May winning it only cements it. We're truly in a new era, not just with NIL, not just with the transfer portal, not just with how we do everything, but in like names of like coaches that are like going to be around for like decades and like be dominant and like be major fixtures, which like that is what college basketball, part of what's college basketball is built off of. I'm done.
So I do agree with that. Because also, like, this kind of came out of nowhere in certain parts, right? Because the first 4 years of his time at FAU wasn't really, like, he was good, wasn't outstanding, right? But this is why, first off, personally for me, this is why I love tracking what I do, the season, throughout the season, right? Doing the who's going to be the last undefeated team, right? Because it's stuff like this. I remember FAU 2022, 2023. I did not think they were going to be going to the Final Four by any shot, but they were one of the last undefeated or like nearly undefeated teams. And it was a team that was consistently like 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses. I believe, Matt, if I remember correctly, we were talking about FAU and Charleston being like those teams right now that were the mid-majors that were going to be the hot ones to look at because of how many losses they had. So it's so cool to, see this from like the beginning before people were talking about it, and then see him have this ascent, right? Because we forget, like, yes, they lost in the first round the next year, right? But like they lost in overtime to Northwestern. They were this close to getting a rematch or like a match with UConn, right? Not saying that a 9 seed would have beaten UConn that year because they were so dominant, but like that was no, shade and Dusty and his job that year. They were still really good, and it's just so cool to be able to see this happen year after year. And also, like, to your point about like these new faces, right? Todd Golden last year won it, right? He was at San Francisco for a bunch of years, got San Francisco back to the tournament for the first time in decades. Dan Hurley, yes, he is a face of college basketball now, but like before that, he was at Rhode Island. He was at Wagner, right? It's these teams that are going for these mid-major teams, and trying to poach them for higher spots. And it's super cool to see this, right? Like Bryce Underwood was in the Final Four. His stops were Stephen F. Austin. He was at Oklahoma State for a year. It's super cool that we're finally seeing this new wave of like younger coaches and seeing their rise. And it's just cool to see that like they're actually getting that opportunity to win all, and it's not the same name every single year. So that's one thing for me. But also, of course, with the season ending, we do have to start looking at next year. And it just so happens that ESPN has dropped their way too early 25 top 25 rankings. So I just would love to at least get some names out there for you guys to start taking a look at and maybe get some reactions. So they're saying next in line you have Tennessee, Kansas, Miami, Texas Tech, and Maryland. Number 25 we have Iowa. Number 24 we have Vanderbilt. Number 23 we have Missouri. What the heck is going on? I think they messed this up somehow. Then you have BYU, Gonzaga, Alabama at number 20.
Wait. Gonzaga's in the 20s?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So what they're saying is Graham McIntyre eligibility and 2 other starters are out the door, leaving Coach Mark Few with an uncertain roster, as uncertain of the roster as we've seen in Spokane recently, which kind of makes sense because a lot of the names, like Braden Huff might return, but there's not really a lot of continuity coming back when it comes to people who've started.
Drew Timme walking through that door.
Yep, Drew Timme. What's his name? Corey Kespert's not walking through the door.
Corey Kespert. Oh, yeah.
Tyler Whitler's not walking through the door.
Adam Morrison.
Adam Morrison.
Number 19, we have North Carolina, which I will say I do kind of like this Mike Malone hire. Like in a weird
I'm intrigued.
way. I don't think he's a Bill Belichick. I think there's still a lot there that he can bring. And like he was great with Denver. It'd be really interesting to see what he can do with North Carolina. 18, we have Nebraska. 17, we have USC. 16, we have TCU. That's kind of high, actually. I'm surprised about that one. We have St. Louis still in the top 15, which is super cool.
Wow.
That's neat. That's cool.
St. Louis returns 5 players who average at least 9 points for one of the nation's highest octane offenses. Trying to figure out what the hell they did. The numbers all over the place. Purdue's up there. Texas is up there. So they're really high on what's his face in Texas. Iowa State, St. John's, Houston at number 10. Virginia at number 9. This one I'm actually really high on because they're keeping 3 of their starting players from last year. And
wow.
That's another name, Ryan Odom, that I'm just like, he's one of my favorite coaches going right now to see what he has done.
That's gonna be a team that's either gonna do well next year or they're gonna underachieve. Like they're not gonna have it in between. Like Virginia next year, like now that you said that, Virginia next year, like if they're keeping 3 of their starters, they're gonna either be a force or they're gonna be very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Number 8, we have Illinois. A bunch of the Slavic players are still coming back.
Nice.
Number 7, Arkansas. Number 6, Michigan State. Jeremy Fears, they're predicting that he will return to East Lansing.
Wow. Okay.
Arizona, number 5. UConn at number 4. Florida at number 3. Number 2, Duke. And number 1, Michigan.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Not surprised, man.
They're thinking that Elliot Cadeau may come back. They're thinking that Brandon McCoy. I think the name that we were talking about was either Trey McKinney or Brandon McCoy, the one that signed to Michigan during the Final Four.
Yeah. And Duke's also got a really good recruiting class coming in.
Is Caden going to go to the draft?
I would probably say no. I think Caden would probably return.
I hope he stays, man, because I don't think he's
not ready.
Yeah, he's not.
I don't think he's more than an early 2nd round pick at this point.
Yeah.
Is it? Do any of those names intrigue you as a dark horse at this point, or is there another name that you would like to throw out?
I'm intrigued by Nebraska to see him build on the success he had this year, see what he can do with another year and get more recruits into that building. I'd like to see what he can do and see if there's a continuation with Nebraska's success this year into next year. That one does. Go ahead.
I know that they're losing a key player, but I'm curious to see how Iowa does next year. They have a coach who's a dog, and they have a coach who has won pretty much. It's Kurt Signetti has that quote attributed to him. I win. Google me, dude.
I win.
That like Google the Iowa coach.
He wins.
Google the Iowa coach, man. I am a little surprised. Granted, that might mean that they don't have much of a recruiting class / much of a transfer hall yet. But I do think I am interested that Iowa's not in there because I don't know, man. Iowa's sneaky really good, and they almost ruined some lives.
I am very curious. They have them next in line. There are two, Maryland and Miami. Miami, I don't think Jay Lucas is going to be leaving that team, and if he's not,
he would have been gone by now.
I think there's something that they can build on there. Maryland was so disappointing this year, and I don't think that Buzz Williams can have enough. I don't think he has it in him to have another mediocre year like that. I think the Big Ten's still going to be really tough, as you're going to see, but I have faith in Buzz Williams to be able to bring something to the table next year for them. And the one team that I'm actually really, really curious to keep an eye on is Houston. Houston was still very dominant this year, but they did have some defensive issues. There wasn't like the standard Kelvin Sampson, really, really, really good defensive team who is in search of a offensive weapon. You had that weapon for Houston, but unfortunately the defense kind of didn't carry the day. I'm very curious to see what recruitment's going to be like for them. I would love to see them still in contention, and I think they still will be. But I would not be surprised if we're going to hear a little bit less about Houston next year.
That makes me sad because I like Kelvin Sampson, and I don't want him to go anywhere. Gentlemen, it is almost 10 o'clock here Mountain Time, which means it is almost midnight on your guys' time. So we need to wrap this up. Ladies and gents, now that we know that StreamYard works this simply, this is how we are going to be doing live versions of the Sports Yammer. We will be recording it and putting it on podcast. That's going to be the next thing I figure out how to do. So Ryan, really quickly, because you were here first, where can the people find you online, and is there anything you want to plug?
Find me on Instagram at Ryan12490. And I said it before, we're going to have a really fun hockey playoffs coming our way. Going to have some really great matchups in the postseason. So if you're looking for a sport to get into, looking for something to kind of fill that void with no college basketball, no football, I think that this is a perfect time to get introduction into what makes playoff hockey so special. Tune in, watch a couple games, understand the love that a lot of people have for the sport. I think once you see it, you'll get hooked. So, just check out some hockey games this postseason and see if it's for you. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you find.
Dude, Patrick Waugh got fired yesterday.
I know.
He did.
I know.
Yeah.
4 games left of the season. It's wild.
Yep. And then did you see I have no clue what his name is, but the GM of the Devils, he got fired.
Yeah, Armstrong. He's no longer with the organization. Oh, sorry, Tom Fitzgerald. That's what it was. Fitzgerald.
Yep, he got fired.
Yeah, wild moves.
Yeah.
And with Tortorella coming back to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Stupid. I hated that move.
This ain't the United States of Tortorella.
Awful. Anyway, Kyle, where can the people find you online? Is there anything you want to plug?
You can find me at the Music Fan 77. There is less than 24 hours left of voting, probably close to 20-ish hours left of voting the championships for both the Grammy Album of the Year bracket and the College QB brackets. I'm going to give a pat on back to myself because I feel like I seeded this tournament very well with the results that we have had. The QBs, we are actually down to number 1 seed versus number 2 seed, Kellen Moore versus Brady Quinn. And then for the bracket, the Grammy bracket, we are down to the number 4, the last number 1 seed, Jagged Little Pill versus Rumors to see who wins the Grammy Album of the Year. And the last thing, I don't remember if I talked about this album last year, so I'm going to bring it up, and Ryan might have some words on this as well. If you're looking for a good metal album from last year to keep yourself entertained while you're listening to some stuff from 2026, check out Abstract Illusion with their album The Sleeping City. Abstract Illusion is what do you want to call it? Progressive death? What would you call it?
Yes, I'd call it progressive death metal.
They had one of the best metal albums of the 2020s so far in Woe a few years ago. And they came back with this album called The Sleeping City, which has a little bit more electronic elements to it, a little bit more, not necessarily shoegaze, but a little bit of ambient, atmospheric stuff at times. Does it hit like all of the levels of Woe? Probably not, but it's still a really, really good album. So if you're looking for like something to keep your eye out on a really, really good up-and-coming band who does progressive death metal very well, check out this album.
Would not agree more. Their whole catalog is absolutely fantastic. Even the earlier stuff is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. You can find all of us on Instagram at SportsYammer, at the SportsYammer. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share us everywhere and anywhere on YouTube. And you can follow me specifically at Schmatty_B on Instagram. You can also check out my morning show on 1440 AM KRDZ mornings from Monday to Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. called Schmatty in the Schmorning. We play some classic rock, some classic hits. You get to hear some of my lovely musings, and then eventually we're going to be going out in the town, and you're going to be learning a little bit about the town I live in called Ray. You don't want to miss it. This is our new home for doing live stuff, and like I said, we're going to be figuring out how to record this and then putting that back on podcast. We're figuring it out slowly but surely. We're back here, though, folks. I hope everyone had a good time. If anyone was here, I hope they enjoyed us. I know that we were kind of like potatoes, but hey, man, this is just a stream. This is just a watch party. We were all just hanging out. Next week, we're going to have the show, man. And we back, baby birds. Like I said, it took a second, but we back. We'll see you next week. I do not have the theme song. Otherwise, I would play it.
Nailed it.
I will say, though, what I always say at the end of every show, which is fight back against those with Dunning-Kruger. Fight back against those with Dunning-Kruger. Dark Enlightenment is a hoax, and don't just strategize, also empathize. I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you, gents, and thank you to the
guys.
birds.
Later.
Later, guys.